Correct. So last week we did touched upon this topic of karma. Correct. I said I'll give a few more thoughts on the conventional understanding of karma versus, I mean, the little more science behind it. Correct. So if I have to kind of share a whiteboard, you guys can see my whiteboard, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the human life goes through many, births and life cycles, correct? So one birth to another, what is called samsaranam. You know what samsaranam means? Samsaranam means transmigratory life. That is what samsara really means. Transmigratory life. So as this life is going through, it accumulates what is called the karma. So the many karmas put together, if all the karmas put together into a one bag, as we call in Telugu, bag name antav sanchi. So this is a sanchita karma. The collective karmas accumulated over a period of time. Sanchita karma. So out of this sanchita karma, if I have to, let me get the. So if I have to take birth out of this big bag, the total karma, you can call it, or sanchita karma. For now, we'll call it SK, sanchita karma. So out of sanchita karma, a small amount of karma we take to take birth. This is the small baggage which we take out of the total baggage. This is called prarabdha. So without prarabdha karma, the life does not come into existence. So prarabdha, as we all know, it's beginning. The karma we carry over to take life is called the prarabdha karma. So in Gita, I mean, if you read the chapter 8, Bhagavan, Lord Krishna explains that what all we have accumulated, when it ends, the life ends, it goes into a seed form. So every karma here in the bag, in the big bag, Sanchita karma, is actually in a seed form. Everything is in a seed form. So when prarabdha karma happens, some of these seeds manifest and bring life. So without prarabdha karma, even the highest saint, even Lord Krishna, has to take some prarabdha karma to be born. And if that is not, if there is no, he's all Lord Krishna's bag, assuming he is being an avatara purusha, is probably he didn't have any baggage like this, how we have it. But he has to pick some baggage from the collective karma and pick some baggage and has to take life. That's how the life is. I mean, that's how the laws, the principles work. Sorry, Vidya sir, if you have a question, your hand is up.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So we accumulate some certain karma in this life.
Correct.
Ideally, karma ki whatever you deserve, you may get in this life, but not necessary. So I was thinking that the result of the baggage would be whatever is going to manifest in the next life. But what you're saying is that's not true. One life's karma can take multiple lives to get out as prarabdha.
Correct. Yeah, because it's going to the baggage. So under what circumstances, what can be picked up as a first prarabdha karma, nobody knows.
Okay.
Okay.
And all of it doesn't have to be picked as prarabdha karma. Only some of it, and the other will stay back
It's
in the
very
bag.
difficult to, it is very difficult to bear. If I even take 1 ounce more than this to bring it to my life, it is very difficult to bear it.
Okay.
So imagine how much suffering and we go through in this life itself. So even 1 ounce, if I bring it, it is difficult. See, I'll give you
So
a
will this keep increasing as an aggregate because we accumulate X amount, and
yeah,
if we only take a small fraction of the X in the next life, the remaining is in the bag, right? So is that the expectation that it keeps accumulating? Then when is it going to be at least start spending more than what we accumulate?
correct. And that's exactly where I'm kind of driving.
Okay, fine, fine. That's why I'll listen to your talk
No,
then.
no,
Thank you.
thanks. I mean, so just interrupt me, because we are just having a discussion here, right? So just interrupt me as you think about something, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give you a story, of Bhishma. Bhishma, when he was at the, in the war of Mahabharata, as you know, he was put, so many arrows were put into his body. It's like he's laying on the bed of arrows. Correct? So he was, when Lord Krishna approached him, Bhishma says, I've looked into all my lives. I have not seen any karma which kind of brought me to this stage, right? And Lord Krishna says, oh, it's 100 years, 100 lives before. You threw a snake into a bush of, that trees will have nails, right? Into the bush of thorns. You threw a snake into a bush of thorns, and that is the karma. After 100 lives, now you are facing it. Okay. So it's like, it is not an immediate effect. What you do today will have an effect in your next life. It probably will have an effect. We don't know what is the logic behind it. In fact, this logic was asked by Nachiketa to Yama. And Yama says, in that Kathopanishad, Yama says, the laws of karma is very unknown. Even during when Draupadi's Vastrapaharan, when she was disrobed in the Kaurava Sabha, she asked Bhishma Pitama himself, do you think what is happening here is dharma? You know what was the response from Bhishma? Bhishma says, the intricacies of this dharma are so subtle, it is very difficult to explain. So that's why even dharma and karma, in more or less how all this thing has emerged, is very, very, very complex, unknown. But at a high level, we can explain. But when you get into the nitty-gritties, the law, the principle behind those nitty-gritties, nowhere it is explained. But here is my understanding I'm kind of presenting here, correct? So this prarabdha karma we take, and when the moment it's prarabdha karma, the seed has already taken certain manifested state here. So it's already manifested. So we are the result of that manifestation. With that manifestation, we come into life. But even though this whole even though this small baggage we are coming up with, this small baggage, there are a lot of unmanifested states still. And how we live our life, this is the prarabdha karma only. This is PK. In the prarabdha karma, there are a lot of unmanifested seeds, some manifested already, and they are ready to be manifested. If all of them manifest, only God can help us. Now, to going back to your question, in this life, we are thinking, acting, doing a lot of things, every action. Here, regardless, I'm not qualifying any action as good or bad. And I'm also, the results of karma also, I am not qualifying them as good or bad. There is something called Bhoktrutva Bhava, the enjoyer, the doer and the enjoyer. So the enjoyer doesn't mean only enjoys. It's only there are not only happy moments, there are also sad moments. Happy moments, sad moments, every expression of life is what we undergo. That is called bhoga. What we undergo as a result of prarabdha karma is bhog. Bhog doesn't mean only bad things. Bhog means could be happiness, could be sadness, could be different life situations. Everything is because of this. Now, if I put it like this, we kind of think of life as predetermined, fixed. Life is not fixed. Life is not fixed. Any life is not fixed. If this is fixed, it is not worth living, trust me. So every life is an opportunity, even though there are certain unmanifested seeds here, regardless, every life is potent with an opportunity to go above all this manifestation. This even karma is within the realm of manifestation. This is all the manifestation. Or you can call it all this whole manifestation. There is a word in Sanskrit called Prakriti. This is called Prakriti. This entire thing is within the realm of Prakriti.
So that's nature.
That's nature, correct.
Okay.
And nature has functionaries. This functionary is called Ishvara. Ishvara is a functionary, a governance above the nature. This Ishvara is known as Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, the creator, the protector, and destroyer. And if you see, Shankaracharya termed this whole thing as Maya, unreal, illusion. So we are all within the realms of the Maya. Now I kind of bring this whole thing into heartfulness. Now how I how see how the picture changes. Okay. So now we are also, like you said, we are also accumulating new karmas, new samskaras, new impressions, new vasanas. Everything is coming here. Everything is the effect of the same thing, karma. So this is new karma, NK. We are also accumulating new karma. And this new karma, as it is accumulating right now, still it did not reach the Sanchita karma yet. This will only reach the Sanchita karma. All collective new karma will reach Sanchita karma when this body is left. Okay. So now we are forming new impressions because there is no way we can stop action. There is no way we can stop thinking. If I stop action, stop thinking, and then I'm a vegetable, right? So what's the point of human life? So the human life is only given to us to evolve beyond.
Are we affecting any of the seeds that have not manifested in the Sanchita karma?
No,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay.
But I'll tell you how it is affected. So far, this whole science is explained in our Shastras, in our Vedas, in Bhagavad Gita, everywhere. But nowhere it is explained how do you get rid of this. The only way to get rid of this, as per the old spiritual science, is only by undergoing the bhoga. Then other way to do is by grace of the Guru. Something like that. But even the grace of the Guru, it was not so explained how much of the grace of the Guru affects this. Okay. So now heartfulness comes into the picture. So in heartfulness, I'll start with this new karma. We are given this process of cleaning. Okay. Cleaning is to get rid of all the new impressions we formed during that day. Hello. The cleaning we do as an evening practice, we are getting rid of. Let me change the color of the pen so that we are going to get rid of this new karma. Okay, so we are going to get rid of this new karma as part of the cleaning process in heartfulness. And what about the seeds which are unmanifested here? There is no way to get rid of it. No one can get rid of it. What about the seeds which are already manifested? They are already in progress. There is no way to get rid of this either. Okay. But what will happen is, because of our practice of meditation and prayer, these seeds which are unmanifested will never sprout. Okay. Somebody asked me last week on Tuesday, can we get rid of the diseases through heartfulness practice? Told him, heartfulness practice is not a healing system. We have to understand that from the get-go. Not the Guru is a healer. How much ever you think of him as a healer, he is not a healer. What can be done through the practice is that these seeds which are unmanifested, which we collected as prarabdha karma, which will definitely manifest eventually in our life in forms of many things. Like here, only disease is not a manifested karma. Even suppose if I am winning a lottery tomorrow is also a manifested karma. Okay. So we should not be thinking of karma as only bad effects. Karma is an overall life expression. Good, bad, ugly, all the things happen in our life. But if I can leave them as seeds until my death, they are completely dropped because already they're taken out. They don't go back into this sanchita karma. They don't go back. Okay. So now what's happening? Now when you do these satsangs, when you are taking the cleaning sessions from the preceptor or the trainer, heartfulness trainer, or the guru of the system, what we call the master, Daji, so many names over there. What they are going to do is, they are going to clean these unmanifested seeds as part of the Sanchita Karma. I'll tell you, this is very unique technology or a technique developed by our teachers. This is not available through any system. I can, without any hesitation say this technology is not available to any system. By knowing, practicing, seeing the systems and understanding the science behind it, this Sanchita Karma cannot be get rid of through any means except the cleaning, the deeper cleaning which is done through the, trainers and the Guru himself. And he also enabled the trainers to do this. This Sanchita Karma we are getting rid of. Okay. So imagine the effect of it. See, here what's happening, like you said, we are all accumulating so many new karmas. This baggage is never going to be empty no matter what to attain moksha. Unless this baggage is clean completely, when there is no bhog to happen, the moksha is not possible. Even the God cannot give us the moksha because these seeds are there all the time. When I'm saying God, like the so-called gods we know. Now look at this. The Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara is also have only the effect on the Prakriti. They don't have the ability to go beyond the Prakriti, their governance. Many people don't like this statement, but it's the truth. It's a bitter truth. The only time we get more ability and control over this entire Prakriti is only when we come out of this realm of the Maya. And surely through heartfulness practice, what we call spiritual anatomy, we are going to talk about it later. When we cross what we call the 10th point, that's when we cross the Maya. And there is more to go beyond this. When we cross this Maya, the effect of the Prakriti, the nature on us, is completely nullified. There we are completely free. So the so-called moksha, what we call, happens after we cross the 10th point. And according to Babuji, this moksha is only first rung on the spiritual ladder. First rung on the spiritual ladder, which has been praised, by all our seers in the past. That is only a first rung in the ladder. And that happens after crossing the 10th point. We're completely out of the Prakriti. That means there is we escape this samsara of life, the transmigratory life. Okay. So one is the daily cleaning process is getting rid of these new impressions. The prayer and the meditation practices we do will not allow the seeds which are already there as the prarabdha karma, they don't manifest. And by the transmission and the deeper cleaning process, we are getting rid of all this sanchita karma. And as our even sanchita karma is emptied, we kind of connect with many sanchita karmas, what we call the collective consciousness. Even the collective consciousness gets started cleaning. Means everyone around you is affected due to this cleaning process. To that depth, we can take this heartfulness by very simple practices, by taking the sessions, attending regularly, and doing the practice as prescribed. So I'll stop here, and we can discuss any questions, any comments, but I'll expand this in our next session a little more.
So this sanchita karma getting cleaned out can happen in one lifetime, but doesn't have to be completed in one lifetime.
It will, if your practice, your life permits, and the guru permits, this will happen in one lifetime.
Okay.
That's what attracted me, Ra. When I started my journey, because I can't even explain. I don't want to come back to this earth. I wanted liberation so badly. And I don't know why. I can't even tell you why I get those thoughts. But constant గా ఉండేది నాకు చిన్నప్పుడు. Why do I have to go through it? Everybody is doing the same nonsense, I need to get moksha. Because of the Hindu background, at least they talk about it కదా. So అన్ని అలా వెళ్తా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చింది. But I didn't get this kind of explanation anywhere. But I could figure it out doing the meditation. 3 months చేశాను చూడు. అప్పుడు some of the states I went through, it really was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. And so I thought, okay, let's go through this, I got on the right train, and I know that I'll go to the right destination.
Yeah. See, one more thing I said is here, the life is fixed, we are saying, right? Life is fixed because of all this karma if you don't subject yourself to the spiritual practice. Once you subject yourself to a spiritual practice, this whole dynamism of this entire life changes, because there's so much of this deeper cleaning is happening. It puts you at a different state of consciousness. And then you are connecting to this ultimate Brahman, which our Shastras have explained from the day one. You start connecting to this. So your whole orientation becomes this. This is Brahman, which is out of the Maya. And this is happening from the get-go of your practice, whether you recognize it or not. Even just like for the karma to realize 100 lives, maybe 100 meditations, we definitely, surely recognize what happened in our first meditation. I might not recognize it today, but I'll recognize it down the line, 100 meditations.
And when I read one of the books, the early books, Babuji said, read and enjoy, do and feel. And when you're doing it, when you feel those states of so much of inner peace, you don't feel like coming out of it. Do I really have to get out of this? And it's strange, those situations. And when you talk to a lot of people, most people have experienced those. When I talked to a couple of people, I put a G.R. Swami adiganu, do you meditate? Ani. He said, yeah. Then I said, why are you not telling everybody else to meditate? Appudu ayana annadu, you need a certain level of understanding of God to preach that. Most of the people who come to see me, they only want that religious, the ceremonial thing, ఆయన ఇది ఇచ్చాడంటే గురుగారు ఇచ్చారు, ఇది చాలా పవిత్రము, లేకపోతే ఆయన ఇది ఇచ్చాడంటే ఆ పండు తింటే నాకు మోక్షం, ఈ లెవెల్లోనే ఉండిపోతారు. వాళ్ళకి నేను ఐ కాంట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్, ఇట్ డజంట్ గో వెల్ అని. సో ఐ కేటర్ టు ద పీపుల్, their needs. And so somehow I felt, that's all true, but it was still very superficial అనిపించింది, the whole game of that. The religious gurus ఉంటారు కదా. And he told me that all the religious heads do meditate, but they don't tell the disciples that.
But I mean, now you understood, right? The meditation is not just the focus or concentration of the mind. It pretty much pauses that manifestation which is taking place here. Manifestation of these seeds. It stops. So that I can reconstruct my life towards this higher essence. Otherwise, it is very difficult to get that orientation, almost impossible. Reason, because these will kind of hook you onto this Prakriti, the external world. There is no way you can internalize it unless, I mean, how much ever, people talk about Shravanam, Mananam and all that stuff, it does not happen unless this orientation starts happening in you. And this orientation only stops when this manifestation is at pause. Okay, so now you see how deeper it is going. This is not just a belief system, it's a science. And it's a principle. If you use the science and the principle correctly, then the life takes another dimension. Otherwise, it goes in the same cycle again and again and again. You go into the same rut. And we are just, moving in this life. The life is, taking its own course. How much ever intelligent we are, how much ever successful in our lives we are, it takes its own course.
అండ్ టు మేక్ ఇట్ ఫనీ రా, నాకేమనిపించేదంటే, ఇచ్చినప్పుడు చెప్పేవారు కదా, నువ్వు చచ్చిపోతే మళ్ళీ పూట వస్తావు వెనక్కి, మళ్ళీ వస్తావు వెనక్కి అని, రైట్? అది నేను అనుకున్నాను, అమ్మ అందరూ వచ్చేటట్టయితే ఇదే స్టోరీ. బట్ నాకు, నీకేమైనా గుర్తుందా నీ పాస్ట్ లైఫ్ అని అడిగాను నేను. ఓకే, వచ్చావు, నీకు గుర్తులేదు. మరి గుర్తులేనప్పుడు నీకు హౌ కెన్ యూ ప్రూవ్ టు మీ దట్ యూ రియలీ ఎగ్జిస్టెడ్ ఇన్ ద పాస్ట్, రైట్? వచ్చాను అంటున్నారు, వస్తావు అంటున్నారు, కానీ నాకు ఎవడు చెప్పట్లేదు. నేను పాత, except some saints have said, there are some people who will say, okay, these are the number of lives. But then I again asked the same question to some of these saints, why am I getting, I'm only a kid, నాకు ఎందుకు వస్తుంది ఇలాగా అంటే, the soul is old అంటారు. Okay, what does that mean? When I'm an old soul అంటే, so then probably, if you see, I get into geriatrics, I wanted to be a surgeon. అంటే విజ్డమ్, నాకు చిన్నప్పటి కూడా ముసలోళ్ళు అంటే ఆ విజ్డము, ఆ రిలీజియస్ డిస్కోర్సెస్ నచ్చాయి నాకు. అంటే యూ సీక్ అవుట్ ఫర్ దట్, నాట్ దట్ ఐ డెంట్ డూ ఫన్ థింగ్స్, బట్ అట్రాక్షన్ అనేది, ఇప్పుడు సినిమాకి ఒకటి లేకపోతే మఠానికి సమ్ రిలీజియస్ మ్యాన్ టాకింగ్ అంటే, ఐ యూస్ టు రన్ దేర్, సో I guess then I said, okay, this wiring could be right, who knows, but the guaranteeing thing that, okay, once I get on this bus, I'm going to practice every day, no matter what. ఏం జరిగినా జరగకపోయినా, and it will take me there. అనేది thanks Srikanth for explaining this now, the science behind it. నాకు మాత్రం, because I felt it several times in meditation, but I really was very strict all the first 90 days మాత్రం. అంటే I never missed. అక్కడ రాము అని ఉండేవాడు, బ్రదర్ రాము అని హైదరాబాద్లో. ఐ యూస్ టు గెట్ సిట్టింగ్ 1 week కన్నా 2 weeks కన్నా ఒకసారి, అండ్ kind of wrote my journal, and then I said, wow, this is kind of making some changes, not, it didn't transform me to a big, but there are some tendencies that are slowly dropping off. You're kind of able to become a refined person a little bit, from where you are. Sorry.
So that's the gist of this, and that
Arey, let me hear from you both, because how do you see this?
No, it's still in the early stages, right? Learning and listening. So it's
Okay.
not time, at least as far as I'm concerned, to expound on what is happening and what does it feel. So I still have questions and I ask, and Srikanth is explaining. So
Good.
next week, ki oka question, Srikanth, and I don't want to spend a lot more time without actually doing the
Meditation. That's
meditation.
important.
Yeah. So every session, we thought there would be some discussion and some meditation. So let's get to that. But what I want to hear from you is there a, if this is like practice and doing all these things. If people are focused on material stuff or accomplishments, obviously do we say that, okay, the more we do one thing, the less we'll have time or effort or focus for the other thing? So you have to give up some of that to get to this our concept on the balance anedi. Lekapothe no, you can do that and this simultaneously atle emanna unda anadi. Just think about that as a discussion point and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, that's very good. I mean, so I'm kind of going to, you kind of reading my mind. So, and that's what I'm going to elaborate to the next, into the next session.
Okay.
Raghu, నీకు ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా questions?
There's some 7 lecture series of science of self-realization అని ISKCON ఒకటి ఉంది.
Yeah.
And that's what I listened to. That was probably in the last few years. Their concept is that for you to escape this cycle of life and death and all that, you neither do good karma nor do bad karma. It's do akarma, which is just surrender yourself into God and do whatever you can to please the God. So that is the bigger concept. That was my learning. At least this is different than what that is. So we'll have to.
So it is not
digest this.
actually, yeah, it is not at all different. Okay, so that's why I mean, like Vidyasagar's question and your question, will combine that. In fact, they both are related. I'll show you like how that is related and how to see the akarma, the concept of akarma. We will discuss in our next session.
Next session.
Okay.
Srikanth, you'll give this session or you want me to give this session?
You give the session, yeah.
Okay.
Let me stop the recording.